I'm SueAnn, and welcome to the Catskills Kitchen at Cornell Cooperative Extension in Sullivan County. Today I have my friend Marylin, and we are going to be making Grandma's refrigerated pickles.
Yeah, this is a family recipe I got from my grandmother. I'm sure there's many variations on it. Other families have probably had their own special ingredients added to it as well. But it's a wonderful recipe that any age can do. So it's a wonderful family recipe you can do with kids. And it's great if you have a garden and you have a bounty of cucumbers that you want to use up, or if you want to take advantage of the bounty at the local farmers markets when produce is cheaper and there's plenty to be found. So at the farmers market, you can certainly find your cucumbers, your onions, peppers, green, red, all sorts of colors of peppers are available at this time of the year. And first,
you also want to make sure when you're picking from your garden or from the farmer's market that you take your produce and wash it under tepid water just to remove any dirt. That's the first thing that you should do. And also gather your ingredients so you know you have the right amount of each piece.
Right. And today with this recipe, it takes approximately 7 cups of cucumbers. How many cucumbers did you slice approximately?
About 6.
About 6. So it depends on the size of the cucumbers. You need approximately 1 cup of onions, thinly sliced, 1 cup of green pepper, which has already been chopped, 1 sweet red pepper, and today we have a wonderful purple pepper that we're going to add to it as well for a little interest. My grandmother used 2 cups of sugar. However, because my husband likes it less sweet and more the vinegar taste, I'm actually reducing the sugar to 1 cup. And then we will use 1 cup of vinegar. Remember that it's okay to adjust the ingredients of a recipe, but be careful with things like pickles because adjusting the sugar or the vinegar could affect the preservative qualities or fermentation qualities in the pickle recipe.
And you also want to make sure that you get vinegar that is 5% acidity. It could be white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, but today we're using apple cider vinegar.
Yeah. And then also in this recipe, we use 1 teaspoon of turmeric that you can get in the spice section at your grocery, 1 tablespoon of celery seed, and then 1 tablespoon of mustard seed. So those are the ingredients that we will first start with in the I guess you'd call it the vinaigrette or
yes,
the juice part of the recipe. So I will put 1 cup of sugar in the bowl, the 1 cup of vinegar, and then SueAnn, if you can add the seeds.
Sure.
I'll add the turmeric.
Okay.
And she's adding the celery seed and the mustard seed. And if you have a whisk, it's probably easier to incorporate all the ingredients, but using a spatula or spoon is fine.
Whatever you have at home. Just give it a good swirl, right, Marylin?
Yes.
Until the sugar is dissolved?
Yeah. It's, over time, the sugar will continue to dissolve, but at least get it mixed up so that when you add the vegetables, it will coat the vegetables much more easily.
Looks nice.
So it's got a nice color and a nice smell. You can already smell the
seasonings.
Yes.
Absolutely coming together.
So once you have that well mixed, next we will add the vegetables. Okay. So we can start with the cucumbers, which SueAnn has prepared, but she can show how to cut the vegetables, and also a handy tool if you're working with kids.
Okay, so you want to make sure that you have a surface to cut on, whether if it's a cutting board or maybe a large plate. Underneath, you want to place a wet paper towel or a cloth towel just to keep your cutting board from moving, because you could slip with the knife and it could be very dangerous. So if you have a large knife, this is a French knife. If you want to, with a French knife, you have to hold on to the blade like this. But if you have any kind of knife at home, you just want to be careful. Put your fingers like this. You don't want to keep your fingers out because bad things happen, right? So you just want to cut these into about 1/4 inch and go slow. You don't have to be fast. You don't have to be Iron Chef. You just want to do this very slow and careful. Now, also, for your kids, this is a safety knife that you can buy at your local department store or kitchen store, and the kids will be able to use this and be safe and not cut themselves, and it cuts right through. As you see, it cuts right through any vegetable. So this is a great tool for the kids if you have this at home.
So next, after we add the cucumbers, so SueAnn will add the cucumbers to the bowl.
Okay. Let's see here.
There we go.
Okay, and we're gonna mix this up.
Yes.
Okay. Mix it up. Nice.
And then while she's mixing that up, I've got most of our peppers prepped, but again, using safe techniques with not exposing your fingers. I'm gonna finish chopping up the peppers and we'll add that. I love this purple or chocolate covered pepper. That is beautiful.
I got that at the farmer's market yesterday. I saw that and I said, oh, how pretty would that be in our recipe today? So Marylin, did you make this with your grandma?
Yes, grandma and my parents.
How nice.
Made it with my son. So we're adding in the vegetables. Already it's got nice color.
If you could smell this, you'd want to eat it right now. It smells delicious and it looks so beautiful, all these colors.
So now we're adding in the approximately, it looks like a little more than a cup, but at least a cup of onion.
Thinly sliced, right?
If it's easier to use this year.
Okay.
But
All right, we're just, and if you have a large bowl like Marylin's here, that's great.
and you want to stir it up so that everything gets coated pretty well. And once it's stirred up, all you're going to do is just cover it and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. And that's just the magic of refrigerator pickle. All it is basically the prep work, mixing it, and then when it's finished, put it in the refrigerator. The next day, you will find that there will be a lot more juice. It'll be really juicy. You'll probably have to take some out before you put it in your jars or containers. But the nice thing about refrigerator pickle is you need to keep it in the refrigerator, but it will keep for approximately 3 to 4 weeks. It usually doesn't last that long in our refrigerator. Also, as it sits, it will, the quantity will be smaller, so you won't have to have this huge bowl in your refrigerator for 3 weeks. It will ferment, it'll stay crispy, but it will become like what you would recognize as a pickle. So that's all we do.
No cooking involved.
Luckily,
no using the stove or boiling or anything. Just
yeah, not on this version. And there are many other recipes you can find in cookbooks, on the web, of different variations on refrigerator pickle. Some are sour. This is a sweet version. And I don't know if SueAnn would like to share how some great ways of storing, but when it's finished,
this is what it will look like. Okay, look how beautiful this is. Okay, you have the liquid, you have the peppers, everything just looks so beautiful. And You can take this, and if you have a mason jar at home or some other kind of package, you can take this and scoop it in there and pack it up. You don't have to worry about headspace, because sometimes when you're water bath canning, you have to make sure that it's a 1/4 headspace or a 1/2 inch headspace. In this version, you don't need to. You just don't want to fill it right up to the rim because the liquid might spill over. And you just put the pickles in here, put on your lid, your jar, and hand tighten once. Not really, really hard so you can't get it off. Just one hand tight.
And just remember, it needs to be kept in the refrigerator. It's not a type of pickle that you can then put on the shelf for 6
Right.
months or more. So it will keep, but it will need to be used reliably within a month's time.
Yes.
So I think that's all. And thank you,
So
SueAnn, for
simple.
inviting me to share Grandma's
Thank you,
sweet
Marilyn.
pickle recipe.
It was great. Thank you.